Hello, welcome to the Social Link podcast again. I'm Ernest. I'm here with Cam, our first official guest. Cam is a Michigan native. He went to Calvin University, which is up in Grand Rapids. He has his own website, Gig and Go, helping out people with odd jobs here and there. Cam, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Ernest.
Of course. Tell me a little bit about yourself, something that maybe the audience doesn't know, just a general overview.
Something the audience might not know. I was varsity soccer captain my senior year. Shout out soccer. I love golf. Me and Ernest were chopping up golf for about a good 20 minutes before we started recording. And yeah, I'm the creator and founder of Gig and Go. That's just a little scoop, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's also, we both love golf. Jack loves golf. So maybe
Yes,
you'll
sir.
see a golf vlog in the future, but tell me a little bit about Gig and Go.
Yeah. A little backstory on Gig and Go. So I'll rewind this to 2022, give you the full picture and story. In 2022, I lost my scholarships from Calvin because I realized engineering wasn't for me, and I'm so glad I didn't go to Kettering, which is the college that Jack is currently going, or not Jack, Ernest is currently going to at the moment. And when I was going to Calvin, I lost my scholarships, and so to be able to pay for those off, I needed to start a way to get money quick. And in 2022, me and my buddy started a pressure washing business called Deep Clean Outdoor Services. And that summer, I made the most amount of money I've ever made in my entire life. And so I wanted to kind of like pursue that and scale it more by helping other people get connected, because all we would do is post on a few different like social media platforms, and then we would literally have the entire week ran up with clients. And when we got these clients, they would always tell us like, hey, you guys are great, we just had like our lawn mowed or something like that, and these people sucked. Or they would just call us back for these other odd jobs because they loved working with us.
Mm.
And I always thought, what if I could provide this kind of like experience, the opportunity to other individuals, because I had so much fun. One of my clients I worked with would call us over about every weekend, and we would just mow his lawn or pull mulch or move a rock. And he had like this exquisite like art gallery behind his house, like of just like statues and stuff. And so we would just put like a statue on like a little dolly, move it around, plant it. It was so much fun. And the money was okay, but it was more about like how much fun we had just
Mm-hmm.
working outside. And so that inspired me to talk to my now mentor about creating an app to help with those kind of experiences. And that's what led me to create Kickback. And so Kickback was the initial platform before Gig and Go, where it was purely focused on connection. And I got on a few news stations. And I think in total for Kickback, we gained around, I want to say, very close to 4,000 downloads in total.
That's
And
awesome.
the MVP started breaking and stuff like that. And so fast forward to end of 2025, the product started, I started seeing job postings everywhere throughout the entire United States. And the platform wasn't made for that. It was made for West Michigan specifically.
Mm.
And I realized this is an issue that needs to be fixed, because if other people are seeing Kickback, I'm not even marketing over there. I'm only doing Michigan. What does this tell me about the market? And that's when I also started seeing like low retention drop off rates too, because people would use the platform, ask for help, but there wasn't a lot of value to keep them sticking around.
Mm.
And kind of combining a lot of these different things I've learned, I put that all into Gig and Go. So now the platform is focused on connecting people, but doing it in such a way that is personality focused. Much like when you watch TikTok or Instagram, you learn the personalities of these people. I always thought to myself, well, what happens if you wanted to learn the personalities of the people who are so intimately like connecting with you or working in or by your house? And a solution like that doesn't exist. I mean, big platforms like Facebook or Thumbtack, I mean, they completely gloss over it and miss the mark in personality and connection based um, interests like that. So, taking all those lessons I've learned, I've created Gig and Go, which is basically TikTok shop for workers because you can post short content videos about what you do and yourself, and then someone in your area can see that and hire you off that. And for the homeowner, you get personality and trust focused connection while also being a homeowner's best friend and getting everything housing related done, like a checklist and making sure you're up to date on repairs and really just being a sticky solution for the need I see in the market for this.
Mm. Yeah, it sounds like an all-encompassing platform for like any job, which is super cool. And I think like your experience, like, yeah, I was pressure washing tons of people. Me and my boy were working hard, and we're making a community out of this. We're helping out
Hmm.
old Joe um,
Yeah.
with his art. And I I, I went door to door selling pest
Hmm.
control in Florida, and that's something I experienced as well. It's like some people are like the coolest people you've ever met, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, we just moved in. We need somebody to, do our bugs. Come inside, have a beer. And so I'm like, sure you've experienced kind of that same nature. It's like there's a
Yeah.
lot of people out there who are really super friendly, and some of
Hmm.
the best business you can do comes from a good connection. Family, friends, Cam, you might even get invited to some Christmas dinners even if you do a good enough job pressure washing. How is Gig and Go now compared to Kickback, and like what's the current state, and like where do you want to take it?
Yeah. So hold on to that question. You said something about client connection that I really liked. One of our clients actually loved us so much that they kept on giving us free stuff, and like we would do like a $200 um, pressure washing cleanup around. I believe it was like the front of their house or something like that, maybe a driveway. We gave them, I think, a pretty good deal, and then they gave us like 100% tip on top of that. We've had some really good tips like that too, which just increase like just like how happy we are with like doing work like that. Um, like we had like almost a $1,000 job, and then the person actually tipped us to get us there. And it was just
Wow.
awesome because it's like we have really good people, especially in West Michigan, very wholesome, very kind people.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's like that, but majority of our customers were like that. I think we only had like one unhappy customer, and it wasn't even something relating to pressure washing. Um, but yeah, it was just a lot of fun that we had. And yeah, I want to be able to increase the experience because whenever you see platforms like any of the big dogs or even Facebook groups too, um, you always see people putting low effort, and there's always like a scarcity of trust. But it's like, how do you fix that scarcity of trust? And then you see what the big players are doing with content and social media and the way that those trends are going, and then you can see, oh well, content is quite literally the new currency,
Mm-hmm.
and your attention is going to play into that. And if I can capture attention and also tie that into a business with trust, I think there's a lot of potential there. So that's kind of um, a lot of the vision I'm seeing. I'm sorry, I completely went away from your original
No
question.
worries, no worries. And I think you're nailing it on the head. Is like marketing, anything. UGC is huge now. People are saying it's the new TikTok shop, it's the new Uber
Yeah.
Eats. So it's like, that
Hmm.
connection, that relatability, almost authenticity. And I like your points, like, Facebook's missing out on this. And I think there's a lot of people like I looked for a house on Facebook when I was in Charleston, and like, bro, it's
Yeah.
scary stuff, man. Like, I don't know who you are. I don't know
Hmm.
if, I'm looking for a house. I don't know who you are. And I'd be like, I show up to a place and they just lied about it. So it's like, no,
Hmm.
I don't. There's obviously a lack of trust and transparency, and your solution of like the video format, and being able to have a closer community of like, all right, this person's legit. That's awesome.
Hmm.
But like for circling back, like Gig and Go, like users, that kind of thing from now to like a year, 5 years? What's your plan, Cam?
Yeah, from right now, since I've pivoted in September, um, I have been pretty much putting all the fuel on the fire into this pivot, and it's kind of crazy. Kickback only hit its first 500 users after being featured on news stations.
Mm,
Gig and Go right now, for being only about 4 or 5 months old, since the pivot, and really not taking anyone over from Kickback or anything, we have seen we're almost at 1,000 users right now,
that's
and,
awesome.
and yeah, it's been growing really quick. And I haven't even done a single news station with Gig and Go yet. I haven't even I'm still building marketing systems right now to help me really accelerate it, plus my own content creation too. But to be completely honest, like it's growing at a rate. Uh, Shout out God. It's only something God can do.
True.
Not me, but it's it's growing at a rate, and I definitely see the momentum and traction. And it's also generated me more revenue than the entire 2 years I've done Kickback so far.
That's awesome.
So I think I've finally hit a nail on the head, or I'm getting really close to it. I won't
Hmm.
say it will ever be perfect,
Yeah.
but I think I'm getting closer to it. And it's very exciting stuff because the more I do and the more I um, start getting this out there, the more results I'm seeing and the more people using the platform. Because it's cool because I'd even finished the platform and there's already workers uploading videos
Really.
right now on the platform. Timestamp. This is April 10th, 2026. So timestamp.
Hmm.
There's only 41 videos on the platform because I can see that metric. But the
Yeah.
thing is, you watch all those 41 videos, um, it's probably about a scroll time of maybe like 15 minutes. And if
Mm,
I can get someone on the platform for 15 minutes, have them post something because they saw something, just like TikTok Shop, that's insane. Like economy, like circle,
yeah.
just funneling into itself. And so yeah, I think it's still building. I'm likely looking at raising or looking at like angel investors too. So, I mean, if you know anyone that would be interested, I just haven't publicly asked or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it's something I'm thinking about more. If I can constantly prove market
Hmm.
traction and then keeping revenue on an upcline over these next few months, I think that would be a very strong leg for me to be able to raise on. Because the way that this gets really profitable is at mass scale, which is
Yeah.
perfect. Because the whole vision I see is to be able to gamify doing odd jobs and stuff like that for additional income and
Hmm.
have it be fun, especially for the worker. Because it's like you do a job, you record it, you talk about your experience and just show your personality. You get another job, you do the whole thing. It's just a cycle, and it keeps on fueling, like
Yeah.
feeding itself. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to build.
Yeah. I mean, even like that could play into like social media, like social link, it's a content thing. And like you
Yeah.
see now it's like people go to restaurants. I forgot his name, but he goes to restaurants undercover and he eats food and then he's like, all right, this
Mhm.
struggling restaurant, it's like that encourages people to go to that restaurant. Hey, my name's Cam. I'm on Gig and Go. This is the job I done. Boom, I'm on TikTok. Boom, I'm on Give and Go. Hey, you can find me here, book me here, and that kind of thing. So it's like you can build a personality, you can build an identity, and even a community of like, hey, let me just tie in the work I'm doing because I don't know about you, Cam, but I love those videos. Here's how much money I made today. Pressure rushing is a 13-year
Yeah.
old. Fire. All right, let's go. I love seeing a young hustler. And like, if you can funnel that together, build that idea. I
Mhm.
think it's just, like you said, it's gonna compound. At the end of the day, it's gonna
Yeah.
compound. The more eyes
That's
you get
mhm.
on it, the better it's gonna be.
That's the entire goal of having it compound. And the nice part is I know that like older individuals, which is the homeowner, the other side of the marketplace I'm targeting, um a lot of like the satisfactory videos of someone like mowing a lawn or like working on a house or fixing something, like that is right in their ballpark, which is perfect because if I have people creating content like that and then uploading it, it's even more fuel to the fire. So it's basically my only game at this point is getting it in front of as many people's eyes
Mm,
as I possibly can, and trying to rapidly increase and grow this at a rate to where I can start adding capital behind it and really just fueling it. And
Sure.
I found a few pillars that work right now, and I'm just exploring more pillars and going into it full force and seeing what works, what doesn't. And over the last, 2.5 years I've been doing this, I've learned what works, what doesn't, already to an extent. There's always more to learn, but
Hmm.
it's wonderful because um, this is still just the beginning. Next year will still just be the beginning too. Um, and it's like, yeah, there's such a need and want for something like this. And that's just what I see people every single day, always asking for referrals on like Facebook or Nextdoor or even in person. Like, hey, who would you recommend for this? Like, a lot of people when they move to a new location don't even have a good recommendation like that. And this is where realtors come in to be able to help out too. And that's another demographic I'm targeting as well. And so it's just all these different things. Um, and so, yeah, that's pretty much all these different things of being able to grow and market the business and having so many marketing channels just funneling in and help stifle the business and help it grow and compound. Like this is a small snowball right now, but it's being pushed at a rapid rate. And I guess for more context, the user base is about 1,000 right now.
Hmm.
What's crazy is 1 month ago, I made a LinkedIn post talking about how we just hit 400 users.
Mm. Yeah.
So that is some crazy, crazy fast growth for
Yeah.
1 month. Wild part is I wasn't in Michigan for half the month of March, anyways. I was in
Mm.
Texas,
That's awesome.
so it was just really cool. That's like I see the traction there, and I'm just trusting and praying with God
Yeah.
that He directs it in the way He wants it to go.
That's awesome. Yeah. When you talked about like kind of the pillars of your marketing channels, like what do you think is kind of your core identity of what you're trying to market, either through social media, through ads? Like what's your game plan right now with those pillars?
Yeah. The biggest thing is with those pillars, I guess you could break this down to branding. For the worker, I want it to be like personality, gamified, working experience to make extra money while also helping out your community. And then on the homeowner side, it's find trusted people in your local area who make videos and you can watch their videos and not only hire based off of the videos and the needs that you need, but also uphold your house and make sure things are I could probably expand that so much. Like if you got a garden, having garden maintenance or something like that, just basically literally being like the homeowner's best friend
Mm.
for everything housing related. And then if something comes up, it's like you don't have to sweat it. It's like, oh, my AC went out, but do I trust like someone I found on Google, or do I trust like their actual personality and who they are? Because I can click on their account or find their videos after looking them up on the platform and seeing what they're like.
Hmm. I mean, that's
So that's
awesome.
kind of the experience I'm trying to build
Yeah.
and the vision I see.
So like you spent 2.5 years, you kind of shifted, right? At
Yeah.
Calvin, you were studying engineering, you stopped studying engineering, you had to like kind of reset. What do you think, maybe somebody in your shoes, what's something that you learned that you could pass down, you have a mentor, if you were to ever mentor anybody,
Yeah.
kind of that avenue.
It's kind of ironic you say that. Very humbly and very blessed, I get people asking me multiple times a week, which is so crazy. Like personally, I don't consider myself far at all.
Mhm.
Um, but very humbly, I have people asking me like, "Hey, can I meet? I'm thinking about starting a business." Um, I want to say I get like two or three of those every single week, and then I have meetings with them. But I think the number one thing I would do differently already, which is crazy because it's only 2.5 years,
Mhm.
the number one thing I would do differently um, is creating the demand before building the product, which I'm definitely thinking like a second or third time founder right now. But what I mean by that is, let's say you had a product, um, let's say for example, like a shoe company. I would market the special value proposition of that shoe and what makes it different, and get a cult following for that product. So that way, when it's released, you already have people interested in waitlisting and who actually want it. So that way, people want it before wasting thousands of dollars building the product and then
Sure.
seeing if anyone wants that.
Yeah.
So that was a hard lesson I had to learn,
Mm.
because I definitely fell into the bucket of wasting tens of thousands of dollars building a product that people kind of wanted, but not to the full extent. And then since the pivot, I've seen people use the product more and more, which is perfect. And I've talked to several homeowners and just gotten their experience of why they wouldn't want to hire someone on any of the big platforms, things they like to see in people. And then you just kind of take all that information. It's like, okay, what are the systems in place I could create or be inspired from to be able to have such an inspiration for an idea? And then that's where I came up with the entire structure system of Gig and Go,
Mm.
which is great. But yeah, that would be pretty much the biggest lesson I wish I would have known.
Yeah, for sure. I think you hit it on the head. Like I see a lot of stuff these days where it's just people advertising the brand before the
Mhm.
product. Alex Eubanks made a new pre-workout. I mean, I like pre-workout. I don't, but like, wow, this is cool marketing, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
people want to be a part of a community. People want to
Mhm.
have identity. I think it's one of the easiest things to capitalize off of these days. And I think like what you said, something to learn is just build the brand and build the demand first. That's super unique and
Yeah.
cool.
I think especially on the consumer side, or not the consumer side, the worker side, how cool it would be to have a platform that not only like feels cool, but like gamify the experience of just like mowing a lawn or something
Hmm.
like that. Something like so mundane, but to be able to gamify it where it's like, man, I want 50 extra bucks for pizza or something like that. Go on the app, boom, you go record, do a video,
Hmm.
make money. It's like I just had fun. It's like filming and recording, making money. Like there's nothing easier than that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
true.
want to be able to create that experience.
Hmm. What do you like? What's your avenue with kind of more established home service companies like plumbers, landscape, pest control, to get them on Gig and Go, build their customer base? What's your avenue to kind of get them off just the word of mouth kind of thing?
Yeah. Naturally, it's going to take time as content itself. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if you really think about it, you look at Musically, it came out 10 years ago,
Hmm.
which is we are still so early. Which is the part that I don't think many people get. Musically pretty much died. They like
Hmm.
faded off, but they pivoted. They pivoted to TikTok. Let me see when they pivoted. I want to have this metric.
Yeah, Musically was the lip syncing app. The
Yes, they
the
pivoted in 2018. TikTok is 8 years old. I want you to think about
mm,
that. TikTok is only 8 years old, and people are now starting to understand the power of content and putting yourself out there in a way they've never understood before.
mm,
Especially our generation. Our generation gets that, and the older generation slowly going to start getting it over time.
mm.
The thing is that's crazy to me. 8 years is such a small time frame. Like most people work, 30, 40 years their entire life. And the fact that 8 years is such a small thing, if I spend another 30 years at that, like working on this, there's no way that this wouldn't catch on as long as I'm doing everything I need to make it successful and grow.
Yeah.
Because you give anything 8 years to grow and it's going to grow.
Hmm.
You look at TikTok, 2018, it's blown up to this multi-billion-dollar company that got acquired by Oracle. And it's like, wow, that's 8 years.
Yeah.
Only eight. I think that's insane. And the potential is is too big not to take the risk.
Yeah, for sure. I think the times show it's like it's almost it feels as an individual better to take that risk.
Yes.
And I think Cam, you're a testament to that. So is Jack, where it's like I knew I didn't want to do something, and I found that I want to do something, so I'm gonna do
Hmm.
it. And you've created a product that is is going to scale, and you've got proof. You've got a little bit of social proof. You got some users paying. You're building that revenue, and you've got a plan. So it's like, dude, I must be doing something right. People are hitting my line. I must be doing something right. What do you like? What do you feel about kind of like the current state of things with, people kind of taking more risks, taking more shots? The corporate 9 to 5 is dead. Like, where do you kind of see the gig economy going with everything that's
Yeah,
been going on?
100%. Honestly, from my position, I'm seeing a lot of different trends that are going on with the gig economy growing, social media growing, and I'm quite literally just combining these because the like Facebook, they could care less. Like they have Facebook Marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
but every single time I use Marketplace, there's another issue because they're fixing something that doesn't need to be fixed.
Mm.
Um, and they have no interest. If Facebook ever came out with something like Facebook services, that would kind of destroy my entire business. But the other thing is they could care less about anything like that. They quite literally want to just be an AI company. They're only focused on AI and tech.
Mm.
That's it. They don't care about anything else like that, which is perfect because they're overlooking an entire market that I'm trying to like get on my platform. And so as the rising demands of freedom and gig work come along, I see such a huge trend of being able to get people on uh, like a platform like that
Mm-hmm.
where they can pretty much work when they want and have fun and do the work that's pretty much needed. And the trend is only going up.
Yeah.
When you hear about like let's DoorDash or let's Uber, like I'm not gonna lie, I did Uber and DoorDash for about 3 years in college, and it's so addicting. It's
Mm.
so addicting, and the crazy part is like as long as you're a good driver, you have
Yeah.
there's very little you actually have to worry about. Um, because I did it in Grand Rapids, and I would always try to time trial myself, see how much I can make an hour.
Yeah.
Um, and I would be hitting on the very best days, I'd be hitting around $40 to $44 an hour of just insane skills for about 5 to 7 hour shifts, which these aren't like I wouldn't say part-time shifts. These are like I'm working my hours,
Yeah.
and I would have so much fun. Like I usually paired those with pressure washing,
Mm.
and my days would just be like, I'd be making like 500, $600 days.
Yeah.
And I'd have so much fun doing that. Um, and so I want to be able to provide an experience like that for people so that way they could do the same thing as well.
Mm.
Um, and so yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing and building and just getting it to mass scale is kind of the goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, are you like posting any videos specifically about this on your channels? Like, what does your kind of content strategy look like for this?
Yeah. I haven't started well, I started posting videos in December, but I think I completely missed my market, which is perfectly fine. I understand video content a lot better now since
Mm.
posting that. So I have learned a lot. I haven't learned everything, but I learned a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the biggest thing is I've been waiting. I hate that word. I hate the word waiting. But as many as you know, in Michigan, you don't get grass until the grass still hasn't even started growing. It's
Yeah.
green, but it's still not growing.
Yep.
A lot of my content strategy is going to be doing services with mowing and just doing free stuff to people in need and then recording it and then creating a system that funnels people in
Mm.
to Gig and Go. And that's the entire strategy plan, which sucks because for me to do a lot of the free work that I want to do, I do regret not doing more like snow shoveling videos or something like that, because
Hmm.
that's definitely in the range. But for mowing and anything like that, like helping out with stuff like that, um, I would say I'd still have to wait another week,
Yeah.
just to wait for lawns to grow.
Yeah.
Because even in my yard right now, I have nothing to cut
Yeah.
because it still hasn't started growing
For
back.
sure. Yeah.
So it's just one of the many frustrating things about living in the north compared to the south.
Mm.
Uh, like not only that, but the economy slows down up here too, which is something that doesn't happen down south.
Yeah.
Um, which is such a weird thing. But like for 4 months in Michigan, the entire economy just halts. You don't get that in Texas. You don't get that in Florida.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very true.
Maybe it's in the summer, but like things like you can still go outside and there's still things to do.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, sorry if I ramble. That's
No, no, I think that's an awesome strategy, and you know, I'm looking forward to seeing it and watching it grow, and talking in a few months once the grass is a little greener and starts
yeah.
growing. But yeah, I mean, I think like the most important thing is what you've got to do. If you're waiting
Hmm.
for some miracle sign, you know, I'm waiting from a sign. You're gonna keep waiting, but
Yeah,
you're waiting for the grass to grow, and
yeah.
in a
It's
week that you're gonna be able to find the opportunity or make the opportunity. Most importantly, of like, hey, I gotta mow this damn grass. I gotta put some videos out. I
yeah,
gotta put some content out there. We're nearing our time, Cam, but something that I always like to ask is like about you, not gigging go, not like any of the work you've done, but what's something that's been like super challenging for you and that you've overcome to kind of grow into the person you are today?
yeah. I think, um, I guess perhaps relating to the business and not relating, relating to the business is starting a marketplace. I think is extremely challenging to do because you don't have to worry about just one side. You have to worry about two sides simultaneously and make sure that they both support each other, because if they don't have each other, it dies. So
Mm,
that is very challenging. And so, honestly, in my opinion, I think it's a lot harder than a SaaS
mm,
or something like that, especially as AI is completely changing the entire tech space too. Um, but I think something that's just changed is um, just battling through adversity and just kind of like growing up in a small town
mm,
and kind of being like the sore thumb that sticks out. It's it's very interesting because I still have people from like my high school hitting me up and asking me about um, what I do or something like that, and that was 6 years ago when I graduated. And it's like it's weird because like you said earlier, like um, for me it doesn't feel like I'm far at all, but for other people it seems like I'm maybe miles ahead of them.
mm-hmm.
Um, but to be honest with you, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I don't know many entrepreneurs that would honestly could look you dead in the eye and say, I know 100% what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because every single day I'm just taking a shot, seeing what works. And if it doesn't, I got to go back to the drawing board, see something else. So it's that constant cycle of seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Because if I knew what I was doing, I wouldn't have spent 3 years working on it.
Yeah.
I would have already been a millionaire um, the first year I would have done it.
Sure.
So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at.
No, I completely hear you, and I think like the most important thing is you're excited to learn. I think if
Yes.
anybody said, "Oh, I know what I'm doing," they're lying straight through their teeth.
Yeah.
But it's so good to not know. It's so good to be in a state of learning, because that means like that's awesome. You can only move forward. You can only gain more experience. If you've tapped out of experience on something, like you guess what? You're gonna have to start a new experience anyways. So
Yeah.
from somebody's perspective who's like afraid to learn, afraid to fail even, like what do you have to say to that?
I think shout out Alex Hermosi. I think my favorite quote is that fear is an inch deep and a mile wide.
Mm,
You'll have every excuse in the book to say why you can't do something, but if you actually take the step, you realize it was an inch deep all along and you had nothing to worry about.
mm. That's Alex Ramosi the GOAT for a reason. That's
That's what
why.
I'm saying. That's one of
Yeah,
my favorite quotes. One of my favorite quotes.
yeah. And anything from you, if you could give one message before we leave, if the only time anybody saw Cam on the Social League podcast, on scrolling through TikTok or LinkedIn for like just a clip, what would you want them to know?
Jesus is your Lord and Savior, and He loves you very much.
That's awesome, Cam. I appreciate it so much. We'll have to hit a golf vlog soon. Me, you, Jack Vidic, swinging the links, getting some
Yes, I would
questions
love
in.
that.
But I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Of course. I appreciate you,
Yeah,
Ernest.
awesome.